Hey Internet, we're back at it with Hand of the Gods. This is part of an 11-win arena run that I had, and Odin is pretty good in arena because rushing people down works pretty well. So in my earlier game, Ratatoskr, however you pronounce it, is a very good card to keep. Ogwe is a good turn 4, but given that I have 2 turn 4 cards, I'm not going to keep it because Ymir is generally a better play, especially against Zeus. Ymir is a god, so it does pretty well against Zeus. So the question is, do I or do I not play the little squirrel? And the answer is yes, because it's strictly speaking a better play than my hero power, just because it does 2 extra damage and has that 2 extra health. And since he has nothing on the board, he probably can't deal with it. Zeus is a really weak class in this game, so there's all my cards that I'm playing. You can go ahead and look through the deck list, see the sort of thing that works well. And this is before the Hindu Pantheon came out. And Bronzes is a card that I kind of have to deal with early on against Zeus because he's going to have a lot of heroes. So I may even Doomspeaker this out in order to silence it. Oh, never mind. It doesn't have silence. What am I thinking? I'm thinking a different card. Alright, time for turn 3. And given that he didn't play anything else, I'll probably just Doomspeaker here. Scatty actually might be the better play just because being on 4 mana, I can instantly get that buffed one out, and this supports my 2-3 as well. Just because I have that mana crystal and he's not really playing anything on the board, I'm going to try to rush him down because Zeus doesn't have a lot of good ways of dealing with board rushes if you're playing gods, and I have 2 gods on the board. He has an AoE god kill, but you can't use that against gods, and I have a lot of gods in hand. So he is smart enough to keep his guy out of my range of the archer. But luckily for me, there's the card I was talking about earlier, Chaos Spawn, not Doomspeaker. Chaos Spawn silences a minion, which is great to use against the 3-3. The question is, do I or do I not kill his 3-1? He hasn't buffed it up yet. So with that being the case, I can use my hero power to kill it. I can use my 3-3 on the core and use a hero power on the middle in order to kill the 3-1. It's kind of a bad positioning on his part, honestly. There's better positioning he could have had. I can't use my archer to kill it, so probably hero power and kill it is one of the best options. If not, Ymir is the second best option, or Ymir, however you pronounce it. So I am going to go ahead and go with the mana inefficient play, yet the unit kill play, because I don't want that to start getting buffed up, and I don't want to lose my 3-3. So I am moving both of them in range of his siege minion, because he can only kill 1. Okay, he's going to be able to kill 1 no matter what, and I don't want to avoid this damage on his core. Again, this is a rushy deck. I need to rush him down. That means I can afford to take these losses in exchange for getting closer to killing him. And he did make the smart play there to kill the 2-3 first, which loses 1-1 for the little wolf guy. And that's kind of a bad card for me to deal with. Unless you can silence it, in which case it's not that bad. The question is, do I want to bother silencing it yet? Because I could just get the Ymir out and pass my turn, in which case he can't really do much. I probably will sack the 2-2 into his 3-1. Or I could try for a Mayhem play, where I play some more minions out and hope that the Mayhem, one of the shots, hits the 3-1. But for now, I'm going to get rid of his siege minion because I'm fine with taking this trade. I did 5 damage with those 2 cards and got rid of one of his. That's a fine trade for me as far as I'm concerned. And I get the Ymir out, so if he wants to attack, well, he stole half the health, but Ymir is still a really good card because it stuns your opponent. So that's probably not that big a deal, and I do still have the silence, which means it's going to go back down to 1 health. But now that he's got Apollo, I might want to silence that as well. So I have Freya this turn. It deals 2 damage to all his minions and banishes them, which allows me to set up the board however I please. So I could push my Ymir up and banish all his cards, and then I am in position to wipe his board, and he can't buff anything up in the meantime. So playing Freya on curve is always a good play if your opponent has a lot of minions on board. Because he can't use any of these minions. You either kill them or he can't use them. So that is a wonderful thing for me. I do have to be careful because I am buffing up his 2/8. Every time I hit it, gets +3 attack. But again, I do have a silence in. I'm waiting to use it on something that I really need to use on. So the 2/2 right now just dies to Ymir if I want to. I can stun the 5/6 with Ymir as well. And then attack with Freya and potentially try for a Mayhem combo by summoning more minions first. There's any number of plays that I could make here to deal with his board efficiently. This game is going pretty well, actually. And again, since I have gods on board, it makes it very difficult for him to deal with it, because he can assassinate non-god units. Or no, he can assassinate a god unit, but he can do AoE damage to non-god units. So that's actually a bad card for me to have to deal with, because he gets buffed up every time I kill a minion. There's so many things I want to silence, but I only have one silence. This makes a lot of very difficult decision making. I think that I'm probably going to go for a Mayhem play. It's one of the better options. So I can stun the 5/6, attack with the 3/3 into the 5/6, play the silence on the 6/5, Mayhem this after playing a little charger Odin. That gets me 4 creatures on the board to do 4 damage on 1 mana, which will likely kill a lot of his stuff. So the question is, do I attack first before using Mayhem? What I can do is I can move it in position first, thereby allowing me to play the Chaos Spawn in the same spot that it was at. And now we can make all of these plays. I silence that. I get the Ymir into the 5/6. I get the 3/3 into the guy, and then I play Mayhem first, so that way if I need to, I can kill it with my 1/1. And I missed, so I will probably kill the archer here since he's stunned. But if I wanted to, I had the option to kill the Ymir with the 1/1. And the reason I played the charger first instead of the Doomspeaker first is because then I would not be able to have the Doomspeaker or in that spot. Not Doomspeaker, I keep saying that. That's the wrong card. I would not be able to have the Silence Minion in that spot and still be able to attack with my little charger. So now he just got a 6/4 on the board. That's not too difficult for me to deal with. It doesn't do that much. Okay. It's stunned. That means it can't fight back. But he also doesn't have a lot of minions that can efficiently deal with this, because his big guy is stunned right now. So anything he really does here is likely to work out in my favor in the end, because his minions just have 1 health and he can't buff them. I don't think he has buffs in hand. He only has 1 mana. There's not much he can do about that. You can see I still have a Freya in my deck. I have Coerce, I have Enrage. I have a lot of cards that serve me very well if I draw them. That's not one of them. I don't need to silence any. Chaos Spawn, not very good right now. So he stunned my Ymir, but he didn't attack it. I don't think he understands how stun works. He could have attacked it with the 2/1, and I would not have been able to hit him back. He should have done that. He definitely should have done that. It's a mistake on his part. And now I'm going to start getting my Hyena out in exchange for buffing it at a later point in time. And probably a Doom Speaker as well. Again, there's nothing to silence right now. So I'm putting these in a position where he can't easily block them so that I can hit his core. My goal right now is not to trade with him. It's to hit the core. That's not too bad for me. I can deal with Spiderlings. And again, it might seem terrible that that gets 2 defense, but I would have put the defense on the core because I'm not really going for his minions right now. That's a pretty good spot for the Spiderling on it. Actually, it's kind of lucky on his part. And I'll probably play Coerce this turn. The alternative is to Imperial Soldier on the right side and start buffing it up with spells. The question is, do I play Coerce or Frenzy? Because I do have the option to play either. Obviously, I'm going to play the Charger. And this Again, I'm just going to his core, his little crystal. I don't have the time to trade for him. If I try to trade against his board, I lose the game. 100%. I'm out of cards. He's got a much better board than I do. I can get him down to 3 health here. He can't touch my 3-2 in the back unless he pulls it over. And with Coerce, that gives me the win. As long as my 3-2 next to my core stays alive, he loses this game. So he's going through all his trading here. Let's see if we can get ourselves the GG. Your deck's too slow, man. That's not good enough. That is not good enough. Wow, he's drawing cards now. I would have done that first. That's a mistake on his part. You should draw cards first to see if you get a better answer than what you already have on the board. Did he find perfect answers? Yes or no? Oh, that is a bad place to place it. He could have blocked a lot of my minions. Here's what he can do. He could have moved the spider in front of his core. He could have moved the 2/4 archer one step in front of where I'm about to attack from right now. And then he could put the 3/7 where I'm attacking for the final blow, and he could have prevented this. He could have prevented me from being able to have access to his core, but he didn't. That's a giant misplay on his part. It gives me the win. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. I got more videos coming your way. Another Hand of the Gods video tomorrow. Subscribe.